December 1st, 1948. A man's body is discovered on Somerton Beach near Adelaide, Australia. He's sitting against the seawall, legs stretched out, feet crossed neatly, dressed in a suit and tie. No wallet, no ID, not a single label on his clothes. And just like that, the greatest mystery in Australian history begins. The Somerton Man. Welcome to Sparko, where the past whispers and the mysteries never sleep. The sun was barely rising when passers-by noticed a man slumped against the seawall. At first glance, it looked like he was asleep, but upon closer inspection, the truth was chilling. He was dead. No signs of violence, no blood, just stillness. The man was in peak physical condition, clean-shaven, mid-40s. He wore polished shoes, a crisp suit, and strangely, despite the summer heat, no hat. In 1948, no respectable man stepped out without one. Odd, it was just the beginning. Police scoured the scene. There was no wallet, no money. The tags on all his clothes had been carefully removed. Even stranger, his dental records didn't match anyone. No one came forward. No one recognized him. The autopsy brought no clarity. His organs were congested, but there were no traces of poison. No injuries. Cause of death, unknown. What kind of man dies in plain sight, completely untraceable? Was he hiding or being hidden? Days later, a brown suitcase was found at the Adelaide railway station's cloakroom. It had been left there the day before the body was discovered. Inside, clothes matching the style of the Somerton Man. But again, every label had been removed. Then came the strangest item. A small sewing kit with a hidden pocket. In it, a rolled-up piece of paper. 2 words in Persian. Tamam shud. Translation: it is ended. Not exactly comforting, right? The paper was traced back to a rare book of Persian poetry, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, a book that speaks of life, death, and the finality of fate. But this was no ordinary book. A man turned in a copy of the Rubaiyat to police. It had been found in the back seat of his car, parked near Somerton Beach. Torn from it was the exact page with Tamam shud. Inside the book, even more bizarre clues. Written in faint pencil were 5 lines of seemingly random letters. A code. To this day, it has never been cracked. Espionage? A spy's final message? Some believe it was a cipher only the intended recipient could understand. The Cold War had just begun, and Australia was crawling with intelligence agents. Could the Somerton Man have been one of them? In the back of the book was a phone number. Police traced it to a woman named Jo Thompson, often referred to by the pseudonym Jeston, a nurse who lived just 5 minutes from the beach. When shown the bust of the Somerton Man, her reaction was unforgettable. She nearly fainted, but denied knowing him. Police were suspicious but never pressed further. Years later, her daughter would reveal something chilling. Her mother spoke Russian, was fluent in codes, and had strange ties during World War II. And get this, Joe's son, Robin, had a rare genetic trait, hypodontia, missing upper lateral incisors. A condition so rare, less than 2% of the population has it. The Somerton Man had it too. Some theorists believe the Somerton Man was a rejected lover of Jo Thompson. That Tamam shud was a poetic suicide note. That he died near her home to be close even in death. Others argue the opposite. That he was a spy. That Joe was involved in intelligence work. And that Robin was his son. A Cold War romance wrapped in lies and betrayal. But the truth remained buried for decades. In 2022, after 70 years of silence, something finally changed. Using advanced forensic genealogy, scientists at Adelaide's Flinders University announced a potential identification. Carl Charles Webb, an electrical engineer and instrument maker from Melbourne. Born in 1905, disappeared in 1947. DNA from hair taken during the autopsy matched living relatives of Webb. A quiet man, separated from his wife with no known children. But even then, the mystery deepened. No known connection to Adelaide. No clear motive. And that code? Still unsolved. Was he Charles Webb? Or someone Webb was pretending to be? Why were all his clothes stripped of tags? Why carry no ID? Why did a rare book with his final words appear miles away, in a stranger's car? And if he was simply a man who died of natural causes? Why the secrecy? Too many coincidences. Too much silence. Some believe he was poisoned with an untraceable agent, perhaps digitalis or strophanthine, common in covert operations back then. Others say suicide, planned meticulously to vanish without a trace. And some still whisper the word spy. The Somerton Man was buried in a local cemetery with a simple headstone. Here lies the unknown man, but he was never forgotten. Books, documentaries, songs, all inspired by the haunting image of a man who simply didn't exist. His death became legend, his life a ghost story. And even now, with DNA and science pointing to a name, the man behind the mystery remains just that, a mystery. In a world of fingerprints and surveillance, it takes a special kind of man to die without leaving a single clue. Whether he was a lover, a poet, a spy, or all three, the Somerton Man took his secrets to the grave, and then some. So next time you walk a lonely beach and feel a chill in the air, just remember, some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. Some are meant to haunt us forever.